Good evening.
Hi.
How are you today?
Hey, girl. Hey.
Great.
And we're back.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about patience.
What is this, year 3?
I've had to practice
Yes.
it a lot tonight.
Okay. And Shioa just recently had a birthday back in January.
Happy birthday.
Happy
I'm
birthday,
fine,
Shioa.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
Kimberly and I have been trying to get
So
our
set the
lives
stage
together
for us, Kimberly.
over the last
Um,
year.
We
And
were at my
while
house
intentions
this
are
week.
good,
Last week we
My
were
life
at
is still not
Lindsay's,
together.
and this week we're at
in
mine.
summary.
And that's just the cold hard
And
truth.
it's been a little chaotic,
Yeah,
to say the least.
that is
Um,
very true statement.
we have finally
It's been
settled into
a
my
great
living
year,
room
but it's been
where
very busy. There have
it's
obviously been ups and downs. We've all experienced that.
still kind of
But we
chaotic,
keep
but
coming
here
back
we
to
So we're gonna
Shioa.
work around it.
And
are.
truly
We're gonna
believe
work
that
around
God
it.
has a
You
purpose for
may
this. We just have to
hear
be
dogs
disciplined
rush out of
and
a
get on board with
bedroom
it.
And faithful, because
Yeah.
Teenager.
it's almost
be
the
super
thing that
excited
you
about
can
a
put on
game
the
to
back
play.
burner,
You might not
because
hear the
when
fire
life gets
crackle.
busy, relationships
And you
are
might
demanding.
hear,
It's
third
the
grader
one thing
running
that
here
goes
about his
default.
book
Like it just
or
kind
a
of gets
young
pushed
lady about
aside.
hers.
And
So
it's
you
easy
never
to push
know.
aside
You just don't know
something
what's gonna happen
You
over
don't
here
know.
today.
for yourself because you're like, oh, we don't need it.
Literally.
But we forget
Most times
that
when
it's
this
not
is
just
happening,
about us as friends needing
all
it,
of
but it's
my
also about
people
our
are
big
out of the
group
house
needing
and
it.
they're somewhere
And
else,
sometimes you just need
and
people to talk to.
that
So
seems ideal for
100%.
me, but it can't always happen.
I think the
and
biggest
so I
thing
think
is that we're
that
not
kinda
seeing,
sometimes
I mean,
hinders
well,
us from
let me
getting
back up.
together. So
We have a lot
here's all
of
my people
podcasts
here in
available
the
out
middle of
there in
our
the world
chaos,
today, right?
and
And so the
we're
biggest thing
making it
is
happen
we don't
because of
care
love,
if we're famous.
because
We don't care
of accountability, and
what this
because
becomes. What we
it's
do
what we all
care,
do.
though,
So
is that we're
Yes,
sharing topics
yes.
with women
And it is
like
hard,
us
and I
who are
wanna
walking
kinda
through this life, who are
backtrack to
experiencing,
what you posted
say,
this
a
week,
graduation,
Shioa, about
upcoming
different
graduation
things.
for one of their children, or they're getting
You know,
their
I've been
license or
facing
their
some things,
permit,
too,
or
with my
all
health
of these
and
life
just
things that
trying
we're
to
walking through that can
get
be
better,
super
but
daunting.
also wanted to be
In addition
vulnerable
to
that, you know,
our
we're just
working
like you, and
schedules,
we're dealing
our
with
family
health
schedules,
issues, we're dealing
our
with,
spouses,
you know,
which
acne
obviously should
and
become before
hormones
any of that
and
stuff,
weight
but
loss and all of the things
we're
and
trying.
parenting
Yeah.
We're
and
just
working
trying. It's
and
all we can say.
the list goes on
And
on. And so
I'm
we're just
currently
being real
reading
with
a
you
book,
tonight,
and it's making
whatever
me
happens,
think
happens,
about
and
in our trying and in our effort,
hope somebody
it's
out there
a
can relate.
sacrifice unto the Lord. And
Yeah,
so
and
even
there's something to be said
the days
about
that we
holding
decide
each
to
other
meet,
accountable
it is a
in,
sacrifice of our time. And sometimes
word
that
and
looks
in
like,
action,
I had a long
and
day at
just
work
like
and I'm sorry,
saying,
we're just going to
you know, last
cancel
week,
this week,
I'm
we'll
gonna
meet
go to
next
small
week.
group.
And that's
It
kind of where I feel
I
like
thought
it
of
started.
fall
We
as I
just,
was
life
getting ready
got
to go to small
busy,
group, and
relationship things
I
were
went.
going
I
on
had a
with
great
friends,
time,
and
very
my
humbling.
kids
I
are,
learned
their
lots of
schedules
things
are always
there
demanding,
that
and
would
your work
unpack for a
is
long
busy
time, but
sometimes, and my work is
um,
busy. I mean, I'm a teacher. So it
the
just feels
doing
like
hard, like
it's
the
easy to
post
just
about
kind of
doing
push it
hard,
aside, and before you
it
know
has
it, you're
been
no longer
so
meeting. And I feel
challenging
like that's
for me,
honestly kind of how it
yes, to
happened. It
wait
didn't
on weight loss
start
to happen,
with the
not
intention of
just
us
that,
not
waiting
meeting
in
anymore, but it
general,
was, like I said, it was just what got pushed
practicing
to the back.
patience,
And
I love that you
it's almost
framed
like
that
I want to
because
say sorry, because I
it's
feel
hard to
like
be patient,
we made a commitment to
period.
do something,
Um,
but also for the people
but
out
just
there,
and
like
we
we made a
talking
commitment to
little
y'all
things
to
like
be
instant
a part
gratification
of a
world that we
community, and
live
it
in.
just
I
did
want it
not
now,
map out
and
that way.
Well,
And
yesterday,
I have
let's
to
be
remember
honest, it
that
was
I
yesterday.
feel like a
well, Aesop
failure,
should
and
have
so
had it
there's a
here.
part
I
of me
ordered
that
it 10
doesn't want to
minutes
jump
ago.
back in, because I'm like,
Exactly.
By
we
the end of the
failed,
day, I should
we
have had
dropped
it.
the ball.
Phone drop.
But the other part of me
Just
says
right.
that if the Lord keeps
So,
bringing it up, like, it's not about my strength,
just
it's about Him.
feeling
And so
feeling all
if we
the
meet together and we
needing it
talk
right now and
and
waiting,
it's
but
for one of
for me,
you,
it's like
fantastic. If it's for
I
none
want to
of
go in
you,
there and
then you and I have
prepare a
gotten
meal.
together,
Well,
you
while
know?
I'm preparing a meal,
But
It's important to
I'm
remember that
hungry,
failure
and
is
so I
not
want food
final
right
mhm.
then. And
in
it's
any
taught me
instance.
a lot
Like, we just have to keep
about what
getting
I
up and
need
going
versus
after it.
what
And
I
I mean,
want
think about you
versus
ladies out
can
there
you
who
just
may
wait a
listen to
minute.
this. Just think
And
about all of the
good
things that get in the
things,
way.
preparing
All
a
of the
good,
intentions
healthy
that you
meal,
have
it
to
takes time. I
meet
mean,
this
we
person
experienced that
or
tonight. As you
do
came
that
over,
task
we're trying to
or
make
take the
some
kids
healthy
to the
fajitas,
park or
and as
whatever
we're
it may
doing that,
be.
it
There's just
takes a
always
lot of time
something
and a
that
lot of
can
energy,
interrupt and
and the
interject
grill doesn't
itself
work,
into your
and
schedules. And
you
so
know,
Ran out of
that
gas.
discipline, I
gas
think,
on the
is
grill,
what we
yeah,
are
all the
working
things.
towards
It just
so that
there's
we
always
can
hiccups in life,
talk through things
and
that you may be
practicing
experiencing
patience
alongside
and
us,
doing
or just
hard
things that you're
things,
experiencing, and maybe we've
endurance,
already walked through that, or maybe we
running that
haven't, and we
race.
just
Yep.
need to hear from you
persevering,
and get some
Yeah.
all of
feedback
those
on
things
what
have
that might
been
look
very,
like, the things you've
loud in my
experienced. So
mind
Yeah.
over the last week. I think you've been experiencing
I
some
think
of
that a
yourself,
question
and
I always ask my family
Um,
at dinner, like when
I
we're
think
gathering together,
it's
hey,
really a
what'd you
telltale
watch
sign of
today,
our
or
heart
what'd you listen to,
position
what did
when
you
we're in
read?
situations
And
where
it just
is
kind of stirs
chaos and
conversation. And
we can't
and so
function, or
right
we
now
lose
I'm
our
reading
temper,
The Body
or
Teaches the Soul,
you know,
and pretty much it
we
tells
just
that
want
if
to
you
kind of
are a
throw everything
person
in the wind and
who,
walk
like, you have the
away, and
greatest
it really
intentions.
does
And I
tell us
feel
a
like
lot
we have
about
great
where our
intentions.
hearts
And
are in
maybe
that
you feel like
moment,
you
and
have great intentions for something. I mean,
always
it's
for
the
me
new
a
year. Aren't we all
reflection of,
trying
hey,
to
you
do
need to
better in
spend
our life?
some time with the Lord.
Something. We're
Because
trying.
what just
But if you have great
what just
intentions,
happened.
that's wonderful and all. But
But
what happens is your
I've
your
also
body
learned over the
naturally
years to
goes back
appreciate
to,
the
it
chaos
doesn't go
because
back to what your mind
it
wants
does
and, hey, I
ground
want the
me,
best.
and
It
it
always
does.
falls back on your habit.
I don't know. I
And
see things
like,
differently
I'm
in the
reminded of the
chaos than I
scripture that
used to.
says, don't give up in the
It
habit of
used to
meeting
absolutely
together,
fire me up,
and how
and
important that
sometimes it
is.
still will,
And
especially
to
if I
be
don't have a
real,
lot of time
it's
and I need to
not
get
been
things
my
done.
favorite
I'm just
year.
like,
Like,
please, God.
2025 was not a fun year for me for several
But I see
reasons. The
beauty in the
biggest reason, I
chaos,
think,
whereas
is
I didn't used
community.
to.
I feel like I'm lacking
And as a
100%
mom,
in
for me,
community.
it's hard
And
when
a
I
lot
want
of
to
that
go
is
a
my own
certain
doing,
way,
because
and
when
I
things get
don't
hard and when
have.
life gets
I
hard,
feel
I
like many
clearly am
moms
seeing
can
that I
probably
fall
relate. You
back
don't want
on
your
the
kids
habit
or your
of, I
life
just want to be a
to
hermit.
be
I just want to
anything
kind of
other
go back
than
in, and
what
I
you
want to
feel like
stay
you're
at my
supposed to
house,
do.
and I want to be in
And
my own little bubble
sometimes
with my own little
I found
people.
myself
But we're not
saying,
called to
Lord,
that. And
I
so
don't have time
I
to
know I
podcast
need
or
people,
go to small
and
group
I
or do
need
things
this
because y'all
group,
just don't understand.
and
I've
I
got a
need
lot going on,
accountability.
and
So, and
it's
that's the
it's
whole
just not
point. Sisters holding each other
ideal
accountable.
for
And
me.
so,
But
as much
really,
as
like,
Lindsay and I feel
the
like we've always
chaos
said we want to
around me and
be
all of
like
it
these
just
strong
it
leaders, and
reminds
we
me,
want to
like,
be
this
holding
is
you
just a part of
accountable.
who
Like,
we
some
are.
of you
It's
have
a part
reached
of my
out to
life,
us
and
in
like
like a,
just
hey,
being
here's a
in
text,
the
or how
same
are you
room with
doing,
me
or
while
hey,
we're
what's
doing
going
this,
on?
you know,
And
all
we
the
appreciate that,
it
because
is just gonna have to be
honestly,
what it's gonna have to be.
I'm not feeling it.
And
Like, I've not been feeling
either
it last
we
year.
are
So this is
faithful
definitely a
when
step
God's
of
calling
faith
us
for
to it,
us to jump
or
back into
we say
something.
no
I think
and
that
miss
it's
out
not
on
that we're
it.
not feeling
So
it, but if I can just be
Well, and
honest,
that's
like,
funny
body
because I'm
teaches the
sitting here
soul. Like,
thinking
I
about all the
want
many podcasts
to
that I've
create a
listened
new
to, and
habit.
I'm
And
sure a
so
lot of you out there
that's
have
that.
as
And that
well.
book
And they're
is
always so
Justin
polished
Whitmore
and so
Early. It's
coiffed,
very good.
and
He has
they're
another book,
to
Habits
the
of the
moment, and
Household,
they're
that I've read
which is
recently.
great. Don't get me wrong. I
If
think
you are a
preparing and
parent of young
planning is a
kids
wonderful
and you
thing, but
want to
what
read that one,
happens
that
in
one's
those
good. And then
moments
this Body
where
Teaches
we
the Soul is
really
great for the new
are
year.
feeling
And I think
called to
there's
do
even a Bible
something,
study in it. If
but we're
Did
waiting
you
for
get
the
that off
right
of
moment.
Amazon?
We're waiting
yes,
for the perfect
there's
moment.
just
We're
a,
waiting for the
you can do a Bible
signs. We're
study
waiting
with friends,
for,
and
the space.
I don't know, just
I
a good
mean,
book though. I'm only
I
reading
think
the book. I'm not doing like a
sometimes,
group.
actually,
So
most of
Well,
the
I
time,
would
I
agree.
would think we just need to
2025 has
step
been a
out
very challenging
and
year.
be faithful,
A
be
lot of
obedient,
growth,
mhm.
to
a
what
lot
he's calling us to
of,
do, no matter what it looks like. Because the truth is
well,
he's going to
just
use
a lot.
that, right?
Yes.
I
He is
don't
the
really
potter,
know how else to put it.
and he's
Yep.
going to
I
use it.
think
So,
I have at least
but the
found
patience
myself in a
thing is a big
position
deal,
of
and I know a lot of us are dealing
questioning
with that, and our
my
world
next
is not
move and
conducive of patience.
some
It
things
is,
that,
as you
you know,
said, I
have
need it
been
yesterday
presented,
or
and just
5
really
seconds
trying
ago, or
to navigate
as soon as it is off my lips, it should be in my
relationships
lap, basically,
and
that's just not how
not
things work.
really
And we've got
knowing what to
we gotta
do
get
in
back
some
on
instances,
focusing
and
on
truly
the
seeking
important
the
things and
Lord.
realizing
Have you ever
that
just
the way
found yourself there, like
actually better.
you're just
Yeah.
stalled out? That's
Yeah.
you
It's
still are
definitely hard
serving
to
the
live.
Lord, you still are seeking the
hard
Lord in
waiting
an answer,
on
but you just can't move. Like
many things.
you just don't know what to do next.
What makes me think about women in general, and like, for a woman,
Yeah, that makes
it's,
me think
and
about
not
Jesus
every
in the
woman is this
wilderness
way,
right
but for
after he's
me,
baptized,
I
so
like
he's
things to be
40
in
days in,
order,
you know,
and
that
I
was
like
a
it to be
part of what
so,
he
and
had
I'm
to
a
do.
person
Like,
of
that was a
habits
part of
and
his
patterns, and this is
mission
what I
here,
do.
and
And so for
he had to
me,
wait for
it's
that 40
easy.
days, that
Like, when I
perfected
don't know what
time
to do
of
or
growing in
something,
the
you could
Lord.
have
Mhm.
all of the dishes in the dishwasher a certain way,
So
but if
today in
one
class we
is
were
like
doing
turned
Psalm
sideways, then all the
139.
plates fall off. And so for me,
I
if
think it's
one little
14.
thing gets out of
You
order in
you
my
can
life,
read my mother's
it's
word,
like I feel like my whole world shuts
fearfully
down.
and
And maybe that's
wonderfully
me
made.
letting it shut down.
I was just thinking about it.
I hear you, Lord, because I feel
what
like
does that
if you
look
build your
like?
life on
Because
that firm
he-
foundation,
he
yes,
knit
I
us
hear
together.
that.
Not in the sand.
Yeah, not in the sand where
sister.
things do
For us
fall. But
before
it's
time,
hard
the
because you
beginning.
want to have all the
And
right
then it says,
answers.
what stood out
And
to
I
me
don't
is
have the
he
answers
knows
to
the
things
words
that have
are gonna come
happened
out of our
in the
mouth.
last
And
year, and I don't know how to fix it,
it
and I'm a
just, I don't
fixer.
know, when we were
And
just talking
so I
about,
just
like,
want to
being
like
patient
quit,
and
and not
things.
quit on life. I
The
mean,
Lord,
but some people might
he
be
waited for the
so
right time to even
extreme.
bring
Now,
us
for me, me, it's not that
like,
hard, but
bring us
it's
into
just,
what's
I just want to throw in the
going
towel
on
some
now
days.
and
Well, in all
that you're in a
transparency, I tend to
season
be a
and
door
place
shutter.
for
I
a
do.
reason,
And I think some of
time
us
and a
do
reason.
that, right? I mean, some of us
just
want to
lets
be
them
like, I
know,
can't deal
like,
with that today. I've got to close the door on
we're
that and
supposed
just
to be
move
doing
on.
what
And
we're
then there are
we're
instances
supposed
where
to
you have
be
truly prayed
moms
and
right
prayed
now in
and
this
prayed,
season. We're supposed to
and
be
nothing seems to be
like young
improving, and you
married,
just have to
and
shut
I
the
say
door
young married, I feel
and
like we're still
trust
kinda
that
young.
God's going to
I
reopen
feel
it,
that way,
or He's
although my
not.
body says different.
and trust
and
that
last week I think we were
that
talking
is
about how we
okay,
felt old.
and be okay
Yeah.
with
You
it.
know, like in the grand scheme of things,
But I
we
can
are
tell you
young
as an
in
adult, this
comparison. And
2025 year was
I was
probably the
talking
most
to
challenging year
somebody
that I
at
have
work
had
today,
relationally
about just
in a
in general
very
about
long time.
the whole patience.
So
and
anybody,
about
have you
how,
experienced that? Have you walked through that yourself? you mentioned community, Kimberly. I mean, community is a big deal, and sometimes things within community don't work out the way we need them to. You know, everybody falls short of the glory of God. We are all fighting a battle every day that no one else knows about. Some more, significant than others, but nonetheless, we are all walking through this life.
I'm sitting here just kind of thinking about community and like my idea of retreat, and I always think about Gideon, and because like it's like, hey, I'm hiding out and I'm terrified, and God says, hey, you're a mighty warrior, and I'm like, yeah, but not God, like I'm really not. I'm really just going to keep retreating. But there's something to be said about like his timing, and I think it's okay too. I read something, probably Instagram or something, but it was like, why? Maybe you sent it to me. Probably. Anyway, I think it was about just like Jesus went silent. Like you didn't hear a lot about him during those like pivotal years, like the years that before his ministry, and then you hear everything,
from 12 to 30.
Yes, you hear nothing, and so what happened? Like, where'd you go, Jesus? What were you doing? Yeah. And so I want Shioa to know that, like, where did we go? What are we doing? We're not Jesus, number one. But we had a hard time, and I feel like we kind of went into a cave a little bit. Our friendship was fine. We've had a couple of moments through all of this where it's challenged us. Like we've gotten to moments where I feel like we're not necessarily eye to eye, and that's something like we've always just got along. We're sisters. We literally feel like we're best friends, and we're not really blood sisters, but we call each other sisters. But we weren't always in agreement in this past year. But I think like for both of us, we kind of retreated back into this cave of hiding, if you will. And it's like we weren't meant to stay there. And it's almost like Jesus has been kind of whispering for a little bit, like, hey girls, like I called you to this, like trust me.
Right.
And we're like, but Lord, we ain't got it together. Because Lindsay, we can't get it together. We can't do it. Like,
as Christians who are supposed to be spreading the gospel of Jesus, come as you are.
Yes. And do that. That's so funny because but come as you are, and clearly he's saying, come on ladies, like I've called you to do something. And we're both like, but really, but then I keep thinking about Moses, like, hello, Moses couldn't speak, and he's like, hey Moses, I'm gonna need you to do this. But I will say, I heard something, I think it was church Sunday, about we have to be responsible too for what we say. Like we have to be responsible for if we're speaking the word, we need to know the word so that we're presenting the word. And so there comes a level of accountability where it's like, I don't feel like I know it all. And I bet y'all don't know it all either. Like nobody knows it all. And hello, that's why we're here. But it's kind of a scary thing to think about being in a teacher position or a leadership position and just not having it all together, because you know that accountability, like that you're going to be held accountable. And so that kind of scares me a little bit, because I don't want to present something that I'm not 100% sure on. And then there's I had this wave of, what if we say something that is taken the wrong way because it's social media, and my goodness, like AI, everything right now, hello, I can't even go there. And so I don't want anything to ever be taken in a wrong way and used against me. And so then it's that fear. Like we talked about this before we even started.
Right. No. And we did talk about that before we even started. The other thing you were talking about being a teacher, well, I'm a project or program manager, and so I assist financial institutions and like doing conversions and convert merges and just maybe some strategic projects that they want to do, like change their digital banking or whatever. So I'm involved in that. I did not do this prior to coming to this job. Never had done it before. And I remember having deep conversation with you about the fear of not being able to stand up to the task, to stand up to the job, to be able to do it, because I just wasn't equipped. And I can remember you always coming back and saying, yes, but he has called you there, he will equip you. Well, he has, but the other side of that is I have to be obedient to learn more about it. I can't just sit here every day and stare at the computer and expect to learn something. Like, I've got to step into it, and I have, but such is life. Like, we have to do this. and we
it's
have
just the
to step
convenience
into it,
factor.
and we have to
So that
pull
truly
our
does go
waders
back
on
to
our legs
patience,
because it's going to get
because
deep sometimes.
And waiting in the heart.
waiting in the heart and
there's
doing
going to be
things
people who
that
like us and
take
don't like us, but
longer,
as we have said
like,
before,
that
it's
are
not about
not
us.
as
It truly is just sharing, and some of the things that we're learning as we navigate life, and really want to hear back from you on things too, and
but
try to make a
even
new
in that,
habit
Lindsay, like,
of getting
it's
together
hard to
and
have
doing this and sharing with
patience to
everyone.
stand
So
there
And like you were just saying about your not knowing what you're doing, we went back and forth. Like we tried to put it in our between me being a teacher and you being a project manager. We're like, all right, we got a spreadsheet, we got a schedule. We are going to do this. Go for gold. We got it. Yes, we had greatest of intentions. But then there's that part of us that's like, we panicked. We're like, well, what do we talk about? How do we know that we're going to talk about this? What do we do? And the only thing we keep coming back to over and over is that this just happens. We just sit down, we talk about things, and stuff just flows. And so it's kind of like, my husband listens to podcasts all of the time, and sometimes I get wrapped up into his podcast, which is, what's his name? He's funny. I don't know. Anyway, there's a bunch of men, and they sit around and they just talk about whatever's going on in the world. There's literally no agenda to it. I'm like, honey, why aren't you listening to this? And he's like, oh no, it's just fun. And I was like, okay, well that makes sense, because that's kind of what Lindsay and I like to do. We like to just sit around and talk. And I don't know, but ultimately we just want to have fun, and we want to also talk about the things that nobody else really talks about. And I mean, we can't really tell you exactly what it's going to look like from week to week, because we don't really know.
We can't. We're just trusting that in our obedience, God will provide.
Even tonight, we had no idea.
Tonight. We just want conversations to be in God's favor, like favored by Him, and life breathed into it from Him. And truly, there's not many conversations that take place between Kimberly and I where that's not the case. I mean, it just flows, like she mentioned before. So, but in that, we do want to continue to bring information to you. Don't know yet if we're going to let it live on the platform of YouTube, or if we're just going to post it in our Facebook group as we move forward, because I don't know. I think these podcasters, I think that's all they do all the time. And obviously, Kimberly
we have a job.
and I have a job.
Currently have a job, and then I'm trying to write a book, which is, who knows if it's ever going to come to fruition, because I'm like, but Lord, I win. Like, okay. And so since we're back, that's what we're just here to say. And I think the first thing is I just have a confession. And my verse this week at work in my classroom is, if therefore confess your sins to one another that you may be healed. Okay. And I think that's James 1:5. See, I'm a teacher and I should know it. It's on my board. James 1:9.
1:9.
Okay. See, it's all
y'all
coming
confirm
back.
it. Don't trust everything
No,
to say.
please don't. But I'm sitting here thinking, okay, trust in the Lord, confess your sins that you may be healed. And so I'm just going to go right out there, and we can talk about this, because I didn't know what we were going to talk about, but here we are. I don't want to join a small group.
Ooh,
but if
I said it.
You did.
Okay, I said it.
But we're a small group, so what are you saying? You ditching me now, or are you going to stick
No,
around?
I guess I'll stay right here. This was a little different.
Okay.
This is a real small group, like a real tiny small group in here. It's just me and you. It's nice.
Yes.
But I don't want to join a small group, and my husband signed us up. Okay, I said it.
Oh.
So I'm confessing.
That you
I've
don't
already
want
told the
to.
Lord I don't really want to.
You told
I've
him you didn't
told
want
my
to.
husband I don't really want to. And
So what this means, ladies, is
I want to be
that
healed from that.
in a couple of weeks or months, whenever Kimberly is totally invested in this small group with her husband, she's going to be saying all the great things, because she's going to be so glad she was in.
What about you?
It's going to
Okay.
be great.
It's going to be great. But I think that that's what this podcast is about, to talk about those things. And can I just be real with you? It's been a hot minute since I've been in a small group. I have led small groups. I've done small groups. I've been over small groups. And I know how important they are, and I know how powerful they are. But I am scared of committing. Like, hey, you didn't know what we were going to talk about, and so here we are.
Well.
I'm scared of committing for so many reasons.
So what's the first one that comes to mind? Let's just hash that through and let's talk about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about it because it's the beginning of the year, and if you are in a church anywhere, most people are doing prayer and fasting, and most people are jumping in the new year with great intentions. And so I love it, because I love that that we have this momentum of, hey, God is doing something new. It springs forth. Do you not perceive it? He's making a way in the wilderness. Like, and so it feels right to do it because it's a new year.
He absolutely places.
And so like, I just want to do it. I want to go gung ho. But, and it's funny because it's the new year when Sheoah started. It's our birthday. Like, because we too had those great intentions. Yay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to commit to a small group for so many reasons.
But you know, it's funny because I've got to call this out now because it literally just came to mind. Is we start out having good intentions.
Yeah.
That's a whole topic on its own. How many of us start out every day with good intentions, and by the end of the day, it's a train wreck,
but it goes back
or a
to
dumpster fire,
yes,
whatever you want to call it.
It goes back to the body teaches the soul. And so if my body defaults to I don't want to do it, but if the habit is doing it, then your body follows the habit. So I've got to get back in a habit of meeting together. And so, like, just what we said a minute ago, like, don't give up meeting together. Okay, so that's so important. And I know the importance of it, but I'm scared of commitment because I'm scared. Like, I don't do change well. I said that a minute ago. And I don't do well when people walk out of my life, when friendships are broken, when relationships are broken, because I'm all in. Like, go play poker with me. Every chip is on the table and I'm going to win because that's just I'm a competitive person. And so in life, it's like, I'm going to throw everything I got into this friendship, into this relationship, and we're going to win together because that's just who I am. Like, I want to win with you, with any of you. But what happens when that friendship is over? What happens when that commitment to a church that you've been a part of for 10 years is over? And everybody's like, oh my goodness, have you not moved on from that? Have you not healed from that? Are you not doing better? The truth is, it's still there. And I don't think that whole idea, oh, well, you haven't forgiven or you're not healed, any of that. Because if we can be real, like, I have forgiven and I am healed from it. But it doesn't, I still struggle with the thought of committing myself, my husband, my whole family into a church body or into a group of people and it not working out forever. I'm a forever committed person. Like, come heck or high water, we're not going to be committed. And so I'm scared to commit.
Well, I think that the outcome of previous commitments is what is making you gun shy. I can certainly attest to that as well because, as you know, my family has not been back in church. Like, we have churched from home. And the trust has been broken. But listen, like, we are all flawed. Even the preacher up there behind the pulpit is sinning every day.
We are. I mean,
every day. We are, they are, everybody is. But we hold such positions at a higher level because God does. Let's just be real. And I think that the hurt from that can be more extensive. Have I forgiven? Absolutely. But to your point, do I want to commit?
Do I want to do it again?
Do I want to walk through this again?
Because it hurts. Can I just tell you?
It does hurt. But I will tell you the beauty of what I have found in my own walk with Jesus is this. And maybe this will encourage you. Maybe you're going to look at me like I've got dragons coming out of my skull. But the more we fall down in life as we're serving the Lord, and it happens every day, and we pick ourselves up and we say, okay, today wasn't such a great day, but I'm going to get back up tomorrow and I'm going to try again. And the routine might very well look the same as it did the day you fell down, but something changes. The fall, you recognize it's coming and you're prepared for it, and you don't fall down quite as hard. Maybe you just hit a knee and not face first in the dirt, you know. And each day we're building that muscle of commitment. And so I don't think being concerned, or we'll just say fearful of commitment, is a bad thing. What I think it is an opportunity for us to stretch our muscles with the Lord leading the way.
I like that.
I mean, but we also have to get our heart in check, because you don't want to walk into something and be like, you know, that ain't gonna work for me, and then everything falls to the wayside because you're already walking in this with an air of nothing's gonna work.
I think that, to be honest, like when you think about family or friendship and relationship or even small group, like the idea of seasons is always so important because seasons matter. Like, I mean, think about it. Like, we couldn't have spring if we didn't have the dormancy season for some of the vegetables and seeds and things. And so I know seasons are important. And I think it's a way of saying, like, okay, Lord, I'm going to surrender this to you again and pretty much trust you with it. Trust that, like, what you're going to do new here, it could be for 3 months in a small group. Yay, we're in this small group. We're going to go through this Bible study together, and then we're going to jump on. Like I said, I'm just such a all-in committer kind of person, and so for me, it's just going to be hard, and I'm already kind of like psyching myself out of it, like, oh, nah, you don't really want to, maybe next year, maybe next month. But I know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that this is a year of community for me. I went into that quiet place for a minute where I just stayed to myself, and it's not good for me, and it brings up depression and anxiety, and I don't know if anybody else can relate, but like those sleepless nights where you wake up in sheer panic, like everything's falling apart, and you're like, wait a minute, like snap back into it. The world's not falling apart. You're gonna be okay. Get it together, Marlo. Like, you got this. I can tell my kids. But it's real. And I think I'm looking forward to what that's going to be this year. And even with Shioa, like, what does it look like to have a community again? Period.
Yeah.
And
no, that's good. Well, it's one step at a time.
Yep.
It's showing up and being obedient even when it's hard.
I feel like
And you know, we
we
just want to we want to be a part of the community that maybe goes further than just Facebook. Maybe it reaches out beyond the, you know, or in the interwaves, we'll say that, and it touches someone's heart. Hey, these people sound like they're a hot mess and a wreck, and I am too, and I'm just going to keep listening, whatever that looks like. But we are going to try to bring some pretty good topics, I think, to the table.
And we don't just want to like feel like we've always said this, that we just don't want to feel like we're just talking to you.
Right.
We need y'all to know that we need you too. And just like the friendship, the relationships, like it's just so important, and it goes both ways to know, hey, you're not alone out there in this crazy world. Like, we're all walking it. So
yeah, that's a great point. The other side of it too is you know, we're not everybody's cup of tea.
Nope, it's okay.
And not everybody's going to be our cup of tea. And one of the things that I think, at least in my generation, I'm 45, okay, so I was born in 80. Yeah, I'm creeping 46. But we had to learn how to navigate people who didn't like us. We had to.
Yeah, we did.
You can still be polite, and you can still have a different opinion, and you can still stay in the same room and communicate. And so I just want to encourage all of you out there to know that. Maybe you didn't know that. Maybe you didn't know that. But it is possible for someone to be completely different than you are and still have kindness and respect for that person. So I do want to encourage that. But I don't know. I'm just so good to be back in the room talking and sharing things, and just know, guys, that we're still here. Yes, it's been quiet. I personally apologize for that. I think Kimberly gave her apology earlier, but we do owe that to you.
I will absolutely.
It's not that we're not trying. It's just we haven't been disciplined.
And speaking of haven't been disciplined, falling off the journey of health has not been pleasant either.
You had to go there before we even.
Well, let's just be real.
Let's just say we're back. Do we have to talk about?
Well, we got healthy together, and then we got back unhealthy.
And
together.
then we fell apart.
And so, like, I'm struggling there. Like, I want to feel strong and healthy, and you know, I've been around a lot of people this year that have walked through cancer, and it has wrecked me in a whole new way. It has taught me what it means to fight on a whole new level, and I'm getting old. You're getting old. We're getting old, and we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Speak for yourself.
You just said you're old.
I did.
We're old.
I have to bring light in the mood, please. Go.
But we're getting old, and like,
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
are.
I don't want no grandbaby soon. I got a kid that's about to go to college. Like, I ain't saying that soon, but it's gonna come before I know it, because I already have a kid graduating high school and heading off to college this coming fall, and that's happening this year. I used to say next year. Oh,
this year.
It's now.
It's this year.
Oh gosh, I don't want to talk about that because I might cry again. I've already cried once tonight, not with you, but let's don't.
Let's just keep that at bay for tonight. It's supposed to be light.
It's supposed to be, but yeah. So we just we got to get our lives back together in some way, shape, or form, and we'd love for you to join us and jump back on board with us. If you know anybody that you've had a conversation with this week about some of the things that we talk about, like, feel free to share this with them and
drop it in the comments.
Yeah,
for sure.
Help us.
Help us. And we're going to try to commit to at least a 30-minute session every week, to where we can just bring a topic to the table that maybe stood out that week and share it with you. See if you can, relate to it.
If you're constantly, if we're constantly
Apologies, the dogs decided to have a fit. So anyway, what we would like for you to do is we're going to try at least to commit 30 minutes each week on a topic that we've maybe run across, whether it be work or personal lives, and try to dig in deep with the Word of God too, and share that with you. And of course, you don't have to be a Christian to listen to us. And if you are, great. If you're not, we'll tell you about Jesus along the way. Maybe you'll learn something, and maybe you'll be like, these two chicks are crazy out of their mind. Either way, we're going to love you. So. I do think it's important, though, that if you have a topic or something that's come up that you're learning, please do share that. We do want to walk through that with you. We want to dig into that with you, and we want to hear what you've learned in the process, or if you're still learning, or maybe you're like, I don't want to learn that. Whatever it may be, we do want to hear back from you, and we are definitely trying just to stay the course and dust our knees off and get back up and build that muscle of commitment and discipline, and we do so appreciate you listening to this tonight. And
do we have any lightheartedness? Do we have any fun, anything fun that's going on in our life
right now?
Yeah.
I have
anything funny to talk about? Anything.
Well, I've got a 15-year-old who's driving, literally, and will get his license this year.
Real hard, but
funny,
it's true. It's
lighthearted.
Why does it have to be so serious?
It doesn't have to be.
Why do you have to turn almost 40 and everything gets so serious? Okay, I'm having a moment. Can I just share with you that I like, it feels like everybody around me is pushing perimenopause and menopause on me. Like, stop talking about perimenopause and menopause.
Well, there's your lighthearted moment.
It might be true that it's coming, but I don't need to hear it every day.
Well, and unfortunately for you, you're going to, because there's just not enough in the industry about it. And that's what I read all the time.
Yes.
Nobody's talking about perimenopause. It's really funny.
Because I don't maybe want to go there.
Well, maybe you don't, because that just would mean that you have to, agree that you're aging and you're getting into that phase of life.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that?
Nope.
I mean, who cares, right? It is
So
what it is.
I'm
We're going to
sweating in the middle
age.
of
It's
the
going to
day.
happen.
So
Sweating in
what?
the middle of the day. Okay, lighthearted moment. I'm running around here yesterday morning like a chicken with my head cut off, getting things done, getting ready to leave the house. And it is 20 degrees outside yesterday morning, okay? I walk out of this house, no jacket, hair up in a ponytail, and I stand outside and I'm like, oh, it feels amazing.
So you might be going through it.
I might be going through it. So I might be going through it. So if mood swings, I'm going to go ahead and apologize ahead of time. But no, I feel blessed, honestly, that the Lord has allowed me 46 almost wonderful years in this world. And I pray that He will continue to allow me to be here until my baby has babies and maybe even grandbabies. Maybe I'll be a great grandmother before I leave this place, but all in God's hands and His good graces. So that's all I have for tonight, Kimberly. I'm just glad we did this. I'm hoping that who all listens to it, that you're blessed by our craziness, and just know we love you. We don't have to see somebody every single day. We don't have to talk to someone every single day for them to know that we love them. I just need you to know that. God says we have to love like He loves us. He's the reason we love others is because He first loved us. So, we're a hot mess. We're sinners. We are mistake makers all day long. But we want to be real raw and transparent with you about it. So appreciate you listening. We went a little over tonight. I'm probably going to have a couple tweaks. If you hear the dogs, I apologize. If you hear me hiccup, I do apologize for that too. But thank you so much, and we just appreciate you following the journey with us, and just pray that we would continue to stay steadfast in this and bring you little nuggets every week. We love you. We're praying for each and every one of you and your families. Godspeed into the week. Be safe, and thanks for listening. Kimberly, got anything else? Until next time. Peace out.
Bye.
God is working on me, but to that point, I have to give him the space to do so, and I have to wait.